What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, people? Welcome to How to Find Your Passion Now, episode number 1. Long time coming. You know, it's funny the way life will take you. You just head in the right direction, well, what you think is the right direction, and you just keep walking and you don't know what is going to be introduced in your life or what's going to happen. But I promise you, people, if you just keep moving, even though the path is not clear, I promise you there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So with today, I've done podcasts before. They've been business related. And some of you know that I've transitioned now and rebranded myself into How to Find Your Passion Now. And the biggest question that people are asking today is, why? Why are you changing? Well, here's why. Really, I'm not changing. It's more of, I would call it evolving. A higher level. Because really all I've been doing is helping people discover who they really are by asking the right questions, by doing something that I'm going to talk about today that my grandma put into my life, and this can help you in your life too. And this one is called Now the reason why it's called that is because, see, I grew up with my grandparents. And one thing that would always happen at my grandparents' house is they would get a lot of people who visited. And I never knew why all of, there are some houses in your family where everyone feels comfortable going. I have an uncle that way. The door, it's a revolving door. It's opening and closing. Oh, when you're there in 30 minutes, you probably will see 2 or 3 people that just coming and going. The house is inviting. My grandma's house was the same way. She had people from all over, no matter the age, whatever it is, she made them feel comfortable. She always had something on the stove. She always was cooking. And when I was young, I didn't know the power that she had. But now looking at it, I asked myself, what was it that made all those people come? And I thought about this for quite some time, and now I figured it out. She had a way of making people feel special. And how did she do that? By saying the words, You see, this may sound strange to you. What are you talking about? You see, my grandma, when she would talk on the telephone, you would think that nobody's on the phone that she's talking to. And the reason why is because very few words came out of her mouth. The conversation was totally about the other person. People would call her all the time and she was always on the phone, but she said very few words. All she said was, because she was listening. She was listening to the other person. She made the conversation feel like it was all about them. She didn't get off the phone and talk about them and said that person talks too much and they get on my nerves. She would politely get on the phone. Sometimes she would be on the phone for next to an hour and would just listen. You see, we're in a world now where spouses don't even listen to each other. When the wife is talking, the husband is watching the football game or doing something else. Like, what do you got to say? Hurry up and get to the point, right? When the husband is talking and the wife is doing something, she's like, hurry up. We put each other down. In the work environment, the employer doesn't listen to the employee. An employee feels invisible. And when they feel invisible, they start not to give their all. And in the work environment, it worsens because we live in this world where nobody feels valued. Now, some of you may say, "Well, I'm Mr. Macho Man. I don't need to feel whatever." You know, here's the thing. One of my all-time fears, I'm just going to go ahead and put it out on the record here, is to die alone. Now, I know there's some people that may say, I'm okay. I don't, whatever. No. Dying alone. There is no greater feeling than to be around a bed or wherever you are before you leave this good earth, and be surrounded by those who admire you, or to leave a legacy behind of things that you've done and you've helped people and you've changed lives and things of this nature. That's a great feeling, right? But before you can be recognized, you have to learn the skill of listening, of making someone feel valuable. So here's a question for you. When was the last time you genuinely helped someone without looking for income? Excuse me. When was the last time you did that? You really did something for someone and you didn't look for anything in return. Now, there's some of you who do this on a daily, a couple times a week, a couple times a month. You do it regularly. And it makes you feel good. And this is what life is all about, giving the exchange of helping each other out. Really, when the other person hasn't asked, or when you're not expecting anything to do, to get paid. Because a lot of the times, and I suffer from this myself, we live in a world full of anger. Everybody's mad at everyone else. Everyone is jealous of everyone else, what they have. We hold this anger in ourselves. Some of us may not say it. Some of us may look at the person and be jealous of that person and hold it in our heart. Then some of us may look at the person, we're jealous inside, and we may show them a frowning face. And then some jealous inside, show the frowning face, and then they actually go out and say negative things toward the person. That's the person that has made it to the level of, I'm just angry. But the world is so beautiful. And this is what I'm discovering. You see, the gift that my grandma had was putting others before herself. You see, this lady religiously, what I'm about to tell you didn't happen some of the times. This happened every day. 8:00 in the morning. I was awakened to the smell of biscuits. She made the same thing every day for breakfast. Biscuits, bacon, grits, and I had blackburn cane syrup. Every day. That was made for breakfast every day. And I'm talking about I was awakened. And it was a spoiling situation for me because this is how I awaken myself every day. And I couldn't believe it. Now, because I couldn't believe it. Well, then I believed it. But now I'm looking at it like, I don't know many people that have a situation like that where they were, awaken to biscuits. And then I would, get up and have breakfast made. Never a morning where I would say, oh, what's for breakfast? And she made breakfast and she made dinner every day. We had a garden. And it was so funny about the garden thing is that I was talking to my cousin. We had okra, watermelon, squash, potatoes. Everything was in our yard. It was made. Now we have this philosophy of life where we have to have everything fast. So we go to McDonald's. One, it wasn't even a McDonald's in my town, but it was never a fast food deal. And I noticed something at that time. The kids were strong and, mighty. And everybody was just like, because everybody was eating good food. So where am I going with this? And let me just put how I can make this a lesson for us to move in passion. You see, passion isn't just about finding what you do and making money from it. Oh, that's only a piece of it. This podcast is dedicated to living life to its full potential. Traveling to places where you thought you couldn't go, but you're going to go. Doing things that you think you couldn't have done, but you're going to do, like write your book, go and do public speaking. Some of you are great speakers. And you have this gift trapped inside of you, and you're not letting the world see it. Some of you are great writers, great authors, great athletes, and you're stuck because that person that's trying to come out inside of you is beating the walls inside your ribs like, hey, let me out. But you gotta let that person out. And that's what we're going to do. These podcasts will be to bring you into the light, to bring you into who you are, to let you wake up in the morning time and you don't want to shut off that alarm clock. Because that's what I'm going to end this show with. How many of you, when that alarm clock goes off, and this is a test of whether or not you're living a purpose-driven life, when that alarm clock goes off, are you upset? Do you have the feeling of anger? Where you just want to take that alarm clock and shove it up, throw it out of the window or whatever? Or when that alarm clock goes off, you can't wait to get up. A smile comes in your face and you start, like a Rolodex, you start downloading all the ideas and the things that you're going to do that day because you are working in your passion. If that's where you at, great job. Continue. But if you're not there, we're going to go on a journey and we're going to help. So with that said, good people, thank you. This is going to be a regular podcast. And I hope that you're walking in your passion. Thank you.